There comes a moment in every life when the clock stops ticking politely. It starts roaring like a freight train, and you realize success doesn't wait. It doesn't knock twice. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It shows up disguised as pain, dressed in discipline, wrapped in uncertainty, and it demands a response. Too many people spend their lives waiting, waiting for clarity, waiting for permission, waiting for confidence to magically appear in the mirror. But the truth? None of that comes first. The confidence comes from action. The clarity comes from movement. The power comes the moment you stop waiting and start becoming. You weren't put here to drift. You weren't born to be one more face in the crowd, scrolling, wishing, envying, dying a little more each day in quiet hesitation. You were built from fire. You are the descendant of kings, queens, warriors, inventors, visionaries. You carry the same blood that beat in the chest of Lincoln when he refused to let a divided nation fall. The same fire that burned in Edison's eyes after 1,000 failures. The same grit that made Carnegie see steel, not as metal, but as the future of an empire. And what are you doing with it? This world wasn't made for the hesitant. It was made for those who decide. Those who plant a flag inside their mind and say, I will not live a small life. Success doesn't wait. Neither should you, because every second you spend doubting, every morning you hit snooze, every excuse you whisper to yourself in the dark, is a second you hand over to someone else who wants it more than you. Let's get something straight. No one's coming to save you. There's no mentor, no guru, no shortcut, no secret map. The cavalry is not on its way. You are the answer to your own prayers. You are the force. You are the miracle. But only if you move. This is the great lie that robs the world of its future legends. That someday you'll feel ready. That someday you'll be fearless. That someday, when the stars align and your schedule clears, and the wind is just right, you'll begin. But there is no someday. There is only now. And what you do with it. You want belief? Build it. You want confidence? Earn it. You want to change the world? Start with changing you, because your mindset is the architect of your future. Every thought, every inner dialogue, every belief you choose to feed. It's laying bricks. Bricks that will either build you a prison or a palace. What you think matters. Not in some vague, wish it and it comes way, but in the hard science of cause and effect. Because thoughts become actions, and actions become habits, and habits become your destiny. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. He understood something most people miss. That belief is not a byproduct of results. Belief precedes results. You have to see it before anyone claps. You have to act before anyone believes. You have to commit before you know how. Look around. Everything you see, every invention, every company, every empire, started in someone's mind. Someone with no proof. Someone with no guarantees. Just a vision, a conviction, an idea that burned so bright it refused to be ignored. That's the kind of belief you must develop. The kind that refuses to be silenced by facts, statistics, or circumstance. The kind that doesn't ask the world for permission. It declares war on mediocrity. And once you believe, you must see. Not with your eyes, but with your vision. Vision isn't daydreaming. It's not fantasy. It's faith with direction. It's knowing where you're going when the map doesn't exist. It's seeing yourself standing on the summit, long before you ever take the first step. Walt Disney saw a kingdom in a swamp. Steve Jobs saw the future in a garage. They weren't lucky. They were clear, crystal clear, laser-focused. And because of that, they didn't chase opportunity, they created it. Clarity is power, not because it guarantees ease, but because it kills hesitation. And hesitation is the death of greatness. Do you know why most people stay stuck? It's not lack of talent. It's not lack of opportunity. It's because they never defined what they really want. They wander. They drift. They react instead of build. But once you lock in, once you define your dream with precision so sharp it cuts through your excuses, everything begins to move. Clarity ignites purpose, and purpose is the spark that sets your soul on fire. Without purpose, discipline feels like punishment. With purpose, it becomes sacred. Discipline isn't suffering. It's the daily declaration that your future matters more than your feelings. It's the bridge between who you are and who you could be. You want a new life? Then earn it. Every morning, every moment, not once a year when you feel inspired, but daily, when no one is watching, when motivation is gone, and all that's left is your decision. Because motivation fades, emotion fades, but decisions shape eternity. The gym at 5 a.m., the studying while your friends party, the business plan on Saturday night, the rejection you eat for breakfast. That is the price of a life few will ever taste. And here's the raw truth. You will not always feel like it. You will not always want to. And you will not always see results right away. But the man or woman who shows up anyway, who stays faithful in the silence, that is the one who wins. That is the one who rewrites their family name. That is the one who looks in the mirror and finally sees not just potential, but proof. Life doesn't hand out victories. It throws storms, chaos, detours. It flips your plans upside down just to ask one question. Are you still in? Because anyone can be committed when it's easy. Anyone can believe when the sun is shining and the doors are opening. But true greatness is forged in the fire. In the moments when nothing makes sense. When your vision feels like a joke. When your dream looks like it's buried under failure. That's when the real ones rise. Not because they're fearless, but because they've decided that fear doesn't get a vote. They bend. They adapt. They shift strategy without shifting purpose. Because adaptability is survival. Resilience is power. And if success is the destination, then failure is the road. Listen to me. You will fail. You will fall. You will be misunderstood, doubted, laughed at, and ignored. Good. That means you're on the right path. That means you're doing something bold enough to scare people, even yourself. The question is not if you'll fall, it's how fast you'll rise. See, resilience isn't about pretending nothing hurts. It's about refusing to stay broken. It's the moment you wipe your own tears, stand back up and whisper, "Let's go again." Because winners don't need perfect conditions. They create momentum in chaos. They find a way through the mess. They make decisions while others freeze. And in that decision, in that grit, in that refusal to stay down, they become unstoppable. Look around. The graveyard is full of ideas that never got back up. Books never written. Businesses never launched. Genius never realized. Because someone got punched and never recovered. But not you. You were not built for retreat. You were not made to surrender to fear, failure, or fatigue. You were designed to rise, to bend, but never break. So you lost. So what? So it didn't work out. So what? So they left, they laughed, they doubted. So what? You are still breathing. You are still here. And as long as there is breath in your lungs, the fight is not over. That's the kind of mindset that changes destinies. Because the mountain doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired. It only moves for those who refuse to stop climbing. So keep going. Through the storm, through the setback, through the days you question everything. Keep going. Because this is what separates legends from spectators. They keep showing up. Not just when it's sexy, not just when the crowd is cheering, but when it's lonely, when it's quiet, when it feels like the entire universe is testing your resolve. That's the battlefield where giants are born. You want success? Then you better be ready to suffer for it, to bleed for it, to sacrifice for it. Because the pain you feel today is the price of the power you'll hold tomorrow. Do you think Kobe Bryant became a legend by accident? He was in the gym while others slept, studying tape while others celebrated, obsessed, focused, unreasonable in his pursuit. Do you think Oprah built her empire without rejection, ridicule, setbacks? They tried to silence her, tried to label her, but she kept rising, kept moving, kept becoming. And now she is unstoppable. Because she didn't stop when it was hard, so neither should you. Understand this. There will be days when you question everything, when the voices in your head scream louder than your dreams, when you wonder if you're crazy for believing you could change your life. Good. That means you're close. That means you're in the arena. That means you're not living a safe, average life. You're fighting for a life worth remembering. And if you keep going, if you refuse to give up when it would be easier to quit, you will become the kind of person who cannot be broken. That's who you're here to be. Not a victim, not a bystander, not a wishful thinker, but a warrior of willpower, a champion of choice, a creator of your own damn destiny. One day, your heart will beat for the last time. One day, your name will be spoken for the last time. And when that moment comes, the world will ask only one question. What did you leave behind? Because legacy is not built in comfort. It's not built in convenience. It's built in the trenches, in the sweat, the struggle, the daily battle to become something more. This life isn't about what you have. It's about what you give, what you build when no one's clapping, what you stand for when everyone's watching. Or no one is. Immortality isn't some fantasy. It's real, it's earned, and it lives in the hearts you touch, the minds you shift, the lives you ignite. You want to live forever? Then make your name mean something. Make it stand for something. When people hear it, let them feel fire. Let them feel courage. Let them remember what's possible when a human being decides, I will not die with my greatness still in me. That's your mission now. To empty yourself. To give it all. To burn so bright that even when you're gone, the world still sees your flame. Because the goal is not just success. The goal is significance. The goal is not just income. The goal is impact. The goal is not just survival. It's to become the kind of soul that changes the room just by walking in. The kind of force that can't be denied, ignored, or forgotten. Understand this. The dream was never just about you. It was about who you would inspire by chasing it. It was about who would rise because you refused to stay down. It was about who would believe again because you believed first. This is how legacies are born. Not in noise, but in action. Relentless, unshakable, purposeful. Your life is a message, a sermon, a battle cry. So what are you preaching with your choices? What are you screaming with your discipline? What are you teaching the world? About what's possible for someone who refuses to settle. Because that's what lives on. Not the clothes, not the money, not the applause, but the impact. The standard you set, the people you lifted, the hearts you woke up from the dead. So now, here's the final question. And it's the only one that matters. When it's all said and done, will they remember your name?